people that are posting all kinds of crazy stuff. It's preseason. Relax.
It is, yeah. It's time to relax. What's up, Shake Money?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Jake? How are you, brother?
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream.
We're just discussing, the usual, the training camp today. I care less one way or another how it goes and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not. My evaluation is training camp is to learn what works, what doesn't work, and to evaluate players.
Yeah.
And the joint practice is the same thing. And then the preseason games are to really pinpoint what they're going to have for their 53-man roster.
Yeah, 53-man roster. Yeah. I mean, like Dr. Reginald Brown said that, a lot of times coaches, they set their players up to failure. They work on what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? They try to they know things that they're gonna try to do things they wouldn't try in normal games.
Yeah.
This is the time. This is the time to make interceptions. This is the time to make your mistakes.
I'd rather see it now than in a game.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, think about it. Every quarterback throws picks, whether it's off a receiver's hand, whether it was a bad read, whether miscommunication. It happens in every game, all year long, to every team. It's the team that limits the mistakes that end up with the best records and moving on in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's best to do it now when it doesn't count.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, mistakes happen in games too.
Mm-hmm.
Guys fumble balls. Guys have it go off their fingertips.
How's it going, Tom?
Tom looks like he's a big fan today. There he is.
Yeah, he is a big fan. Matt, thank you for watching, Matt. I did send you a link if you want to join in, Matt.
Who's that, Peneville?
Yeah. Dolphin Thirsty's watching. I was just on his show for a little bit. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I need to give Dolphins Thirsty an invite to the Smoke Lounge.
Yeah.
But I mean, to watch.
I'm not worried about this whole Wilkins thing either. They'll get it figured out. Greer's just got to do his magic with the contracts and stuff like he's been doing.
Listen, if they can keep him somewhere between 15 and 18 million for 3-4 years, give it to him.
Well, what's your opinion, Tom?
Yeah, he wants like 22 to 25. I mean, if we can get him for 18, like 590, I'd be good with 5 years, 90, like 60 guaranteed, something like that. I mean, if he had more sacks, I'd be okay with going higher than 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I mean, we're 32 in the hole next year.
Yeah, what's up, Cruz? Cruz Rios.
What up?
What's up, Cruz?
And Shake Dolphins Thursday said, "Cool."
Cool. Yeah.
So, what's your opinion? Okay, we'll go around the board. Your opinion, we were just discussing, I know you heard, Tom, on practices and the preseason.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's practice. They're going to try a lot of things that they would take more chances in practice. They're not going to show you the whole playbook. I mean, the joint practices are good. There's 11-11, like hurry up offenses and different scenarios. But in those scenarios, they're going to take the long shot. They're going to take the tighter window. It's super hard to judge. As long as we're going into week one healthy and we can stop the pre-snap penalties, I'm good with no matter what happens at practice.
Well, it's just like the article I read. Jalen Waddle says he's ready to go, but coach is holding him out for precaution to help him help himself, basically.
Absolutely. A lot of our young guys are like that,
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, if he's ready for week one, great, I had a big thing just talking. I mean, the one show I was on this afternoon with Batman and all, it was more like the Pete and Fred show. Yeah, Pete and Fred show. It was you couldn't get a word in. You couldn't get a word in edgewise between them two. And even when you tried to say something, Fred just kept going on and on and on.
Yeah.
Who's on Facebook? Remember to post your name. Whoever's on Facebook.
What up,
man?
I think now, Paul, do you understand why when I do a open panel, I put people in the back?
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. I either most of the time I got plenty of room up front. I just start muting mics.
Mm-hmm.
If there's too much background noise or something. But yeah, I totally understand and that's why you see me at any of the shows I've been doing. I'm sitting back until I can get a point in edgewise. Sometimes I have to get a little loud and just a little.
That's why I can't watch some of these shows. These guys are yelling, screaming. They're bickering over stuff. They're telling somebody they're an idiot because their opinion is different. I can't watch it. We're all fans of the same team. We're not going to agree on everything. Listen, I've known Tom for a couple of years. I love most of his points. Every once in a while, I'll be like,
right.
But
and we all know that on here we all learn that we agree to disagree.
Right.
Because no two people have the same exact opinions on everything.
No, most of my opinions are wait and see.
Yeah, I know. My biggest thing on practices, like I was saying earlier, practice is to see what's working, what's not working, and to evaluate players. And the preseason games are to really figure out their 53-man roster.
Yeah, definitely for depth. See what we have.
Right.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing, just who we're going to keep on some of this for depth. I think Pillay, or however you say his name, Pillay, I think he can be some good depth.
Yeah, I like him.
He's looking good. And, I don't think he's going to make the roster, but the size of Chris Brooks, if we can have him for depth, I think he's got the size that you need for a wham bam of a running back, something to really push it through at the goal line and stuff like that. I think. But
he's got 5 years of college under his belt. He's good.
Yeah, and if anything, hopefully, if he doesn't make the team, hopefully we can keep him on the practice squad at least.
For sure.
That's a John thing. Is we'll wait and see.
Yep. None of us are in the front office. None of us are on the field. None of us have whistles, clipboards. We're just fans. We have our opinions. We want to see the team do well. We all love the Fins. We could look at a player and go, damn, he's balling out, but it's not a position that they're looking to fill, and they cut him.
Yeah, exactly. Shake, did you send that link to Lewis at all?
Yeah, I sent it to him.
Okay. I like his outtakes on things, and he's a good guy.
Yeah, for sure. I sent it to him, though.
Okay. Dolphin winners should be on here. Huh?
I was like a dark horse. Kerryon Smith. Played pretty good in the second half in the game, but he's actually been doing well in practice allegedly as well. It's a corner, play slot, play nickel.
Okay. I don't know much on him, so that's your position to talk on him, Tom.
And it was just someone I noticed in the game that I was like, Garrett Nelson showed out a little bit. I liked Twyman.
Yeah.
But, everyone wanted Nelson. Backer out of Nebraska, 12 or 13 different teams try to sign him undrafted. He picked Miami. He's got a high motor. He's decent. I don't know if he'll make it, but, if you had that depth in practice, it'll be real.
Okay, go around the board. From back in, let's say, February, March, maybe the beginning of April, has your opinion changed of our team on a better or worse record than what you were thinking of back then for this?
No, I think I still don't fear anybody on the schedule. I still look at it and say, if we play a good game or a great game against certain teams, we can beat anybody. If we don't show up and it's a trap game, we could lose to 3 or 4 different teams.
Tom?
My bad. I didn't hear the question. The cat's bugging right now.
Just if your opinion has changed from, March, April, on what our record would have been back, what you were saying the record would be back then to what you might say now.
I mean, I'm still sticking with 11. 12 would be nice, but I think 11 is a solid number with the schedule we have. I mean, there's some trap games. There's some good teams, obviously. And the Germany versus the Chiefs, the Eagles is a tough game. That Panthers game scares me a little bit. Cowboys on Christmas Eve.
I'm stuck at 12-5. I haven't changed one bit. And y'all know that. I say it every show basically. I do think Ramsey is going to be back in time for the Germany game.
That'd be awesome.
He's ahead of schedule as far as rehab goes right now. Well, that's a wait and see thing also. But if he's back in time for the Germany game, I think we can win that Germany game. I think we can win it even without him, really, because he wasn't part of our. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have him last year, and we were a top 15 defense. I still think we can win that Germany game because we've taken the home field advantage away from Kansas City as far as I'm concerned.
The last time they played, it was a straight shootout. Flores was coaching still. Didn't have the same weapons. Tyreek was on the other side. We had that perfect crazy pick on them, and they lost by a field goal. And clock was managed.
And don't forget the longest sack.
Yeah,
by Jerome Baker.
The Baker sack, 30 yards, something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think Baker's going to be stronger this year than he was last year for some reason. I hope so.
As long as they stay healthy next to them, those two insides are going to be real nice because our outside's going to be Phillips on the one side, Van Ginkel maybe, Chubb.
Yeah.
Ogba.
And the one thing about that game, a lot of people, that Kansas City game, people want to gloss over. I think Tua was on fire that game. And one of the reasons I say he was on fire is because it was 4th and short, right on their 40-yard on our 40-yard line, and he had the choice either to punt it to us or to go for it. And he saw that Tua was such on fire that he decided to go for on 4th down. Because if Tua was trash, he would have just punted. Yeah, you know what? Here, I'll punch you the ball. Yeah, but he did not want him to. He did not want Tua to get the last possession that game.
Yeah, definitely not.
Because he was playing like
you could always sense it. Like when you start to feel it when Tua is starting to like get his confidence and like they start to like excel. Like you could see it all in his face, all in his body, everything. The team even it just becomes electric. You start to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So anything you heard special about today's camp or training?
Did you hear that? Yeah. Did you hear that? They asked him about like play calls and things of that nature, and he actually threw back, "Here's a play call, guys," and no one could actually do it in the time, and they would have got flagged.
Yeah, I got to learn how to bring videos up on here that I don't have or anything. But yeah, I love that when he called out a play and all the reporters were like saying one word out of the whole thing. Probably it was crazy.
They all would have got
the play was what, about 20 words or something, and he's just rambling it off, because he would say it like he said. He's saying it to the players.
6.
As, he
started off with the pick and then looked good the rest of the way.
Yeah, and he finished with the pick 6, but who knows what happened there? You know, the story is that he was told he was throwing it there no matter what. You know, trying to force it something. You know, but it's training. It's they're learning what's working, what's not.
Yeah. But and again, and it's like one thing that Lewis is always harping on, and I agree with him 100%. You got these guys that see a good play, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl." Like, no. You know, at the same time, that's just as bad as somebody who's saying that this is the world's about to end. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
well, that's the same guys that are saying see a great play, and we're going to the Super Bowl, and then there's a bad play. It's like, oh, we suck. The same guys are doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and Pete might be a nice guy in general. I don't know. I've never met him, but God,
he is. He is a nice guy. I can vouch for him on that. But yeah.
But God, I can't stand his negativity on everything.
Yeah, I know. But I don't judge a man on the content of their Dolphins.
No, I don't judge a man by what they think as far as sports go or anything.
Mm-hmm. I look at the bigger picture.
I look at who they are.
Yeah.
He's trying to come in. There he is.
What's
He's alive.
How you guys doing? Phew.
Dan Burke, what's up, Dan?
Now that guy right there, that's a bad man right there.
Shout out
What's
to
up,
Dan Burke.
Stones in the house. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing today?
What's up, brother?
Fins up. Definitely.
Well,
What did I walk in? What did I walk into?
We've just been talking a little bit about training camp, different people. You know how I love Mr. Negative Pete. You know how much I love him and stuff.
Oh, you and me both. His ass was delusional. On Clock Blockers Friday.
Well, I tell you what, the Batman
Not Friday,
show,
Monday.
The Batman show became the Fred and Pete show today. Somebody would try to talk, but neither one of those two would shut up long enough for anyone to say a word.
Right.
You know, Fred would ask a question, but then he keeps going on and doesn't let anybody answer. You know, they're all, we were just talking about how, you know, I don't know Pete personally or anything, and I'm not bashing him. He's probably a great guy. As Shake said, he does know him. You know, I don't judge a person by their opinions on the Dolphins or anything. I judge their character and stuff outside of that.
Well, I'll say this. He said some delusional shit on Monday on Clock Blockers with Stephen D. And it's so funny. He went on right after I got off. What's going on, Cruz Louise? What's up, Dolphin Thirsty? He said some delusional shit, man. And I actually had to laugh because it was just so coincidental. He went on right after I did. And I was just like, and he said Scholar had one of the best games ever or some shit. I'm not going to say that what he said verbatim, but that shit was comical. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it is.
You know, but we're talking about how also bringing up the fact of a great play could be done in practice or something, and you got someone going, "Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl," and then the next thing you know, there's a bad play. And it's like, "Oh, we suck," and it could be the same person saying it.
It's practice, man. I'm not. I'll say this to you guys because Shake brought up a really good question last night on how concerned I am with the offensive line, and I said 100. I said 100 for the simple fact of the matter. This is a 2023 season. We need to sit there and keep our quarterback, whoever the quarterback is behind the line, which is Tua right now, we need to keep him upright. And I'll tell you this. Defenses are going to get to the quarterback regardless, no matter what. Doesn't matter how good the offensive line holds up. They're going to get to your quarterback sooner or later. It's just the fact of that first hit that he takes, we need to see him get up. Because I'll be honest with you, that's the first thing. I'm Chargers week 1. They're gonna get a blitz. They're gonna get a sack on him. The only thing I want to do is, can you get up? Please get up. Like that's the first thing. did the jiu-jitsu work? Did everything on the off season? Did the added muscle and did all that stuff work out? Like that is going to be the first thing. But I'll say this: Saturday will answer maybe a few questions on maybe how our starting lineup, offensive line wise, will be.
Well, like Stephen D said earlier today, he's not concerned about most of the stuff. He's only concerned about two things. That's our O-line and our special teams. We were talking, I think, was it with you, Shake, that we talked about Brent going out after that one O-lineman?
Who?
Dalton Reisner.
No.
Yeah. Okay, that was with Batman. I think he would be a good choice to go after. To help, just even if it's for depth or whatever, on our O-line.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but
guys are chipped up.
You know what Chris Greer said, we're not worried about it. It's only the offensive it's only the fans that are worried about the offensive line. We're not.
Well, they must know something we don't, but then again, that's why we're not in his position.
Exactly.
They don't.
It ends up becoming what, a $15 to $20 million question for Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's not worried. It's see what you got. We really haven't seen him play that much. Yeah, he didn't look great as a rookie, but he also was coming off bone marrow surgery for his sister, and then last year got hurt early and you can't really get in a rhythm playing one game and then going out again the rest of the year. So he's slimmed down.
I hope so, Cruz.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna quote the great Weatherspoon from Friday. If this offensive line doesn't straighten up, that's your ass, Mr. Postman.
For sure.
You ain't never lied on that. You ain't never lied. I mean, we've been talking about the offensive line for how many decades, gentlemen? Like real rap. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yo, put the link up. Please put the link up.
Yes, mio.
I'll send the link up in a minute, Pete. He said he's listening right now.
Nah, put the link up. Come on, Pete.
Oh boy.
I know I'll be at the Broncos game. John will be at the Broncos game. You going to be there, Shake?
What Broncos game? I'm hoping to be at the Giants game.
Okay, well, I'll be at all home games. Whoever's on Facebook just said, "Hey, Papa Paul, remember you got to put your name in because I don't see whose name's on Facebook."
Shout out to Jaconda Brown. That's Pretty Boy, aka Pretty Boy. What's up, fam? Hands up.
He's the one probably telling me don't put the link up for Pete.
No. Jaconda's not somebody else.
Not Jaconda. That was someone else.
Paul, it's real simple. You have the ability to mute or to remove.
It's Pam.
Oh, it's Pam.
It's Pam.
Oh, Pam.
What's up,
Come on, Pam.
Yeah, I did send the link to Pam through Messenger. So if you want to join on, Pam, join on.
I really would like.
I did send you the link through.
We need Messenger. We need some more Gator fans up on here.
Yes, Jaconda. Pete is on here watching right now.
Damn, Pete, they don't want us to put the link up for you. What's up with that?
Dying.
No, Jaconda, I did send you the link through Messenger too. So if you want to join in, more than welcome, more the merrier.
And ladies and gentlemen, please hit that like button, please.
Like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Part about
here you go, Shake. This is for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. I definitely like him. I'm liking him more and more.
Yeah, part about games. They taste great when they're cooked right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, they are delicious.
Pamela, I'll send the link again to your messenger. Give me a second.
When I come down there in January, I gotta try some Gator, guys.
I love Gator. Gator tail is like it's fluff. It's like grouper. It's like real fluffy. Good meat.
You got to talk to Keith or the Ricky. They both cook really well.
Mr. Lewis, how you doing, Mr.
Lewis.
Lewis?
What's
What's up,
going on?
Lewis?
Mi hermano. That's my brother right there.
Gentlemen, what's going on?
What's going on, brother?
Same old, same old. Miss Pam, I just sent you that link. There she is.
Hey,
Hi, Miss Pam.
Hey,
Hey
Pam.
guys.
hey, Miss Pam.
Hello. Hey,
this
my
is a-
friends.
This just turned into a great panel now.
Yes,
That's
it
right.
did. Yes,
No,
it did.
no, you're wrong there, Shake. It turned into a superb panel. And
Yes,
the most
we have been blessed with royalty.
and
Oh,
the
yeah.
most beautiful person on it just joined in.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
thank
I
you.
appreciate. Oh, you're talking about Pam. Sorry.
Man,
He
he was
was
talking
thinking
about
of
you. I'm
you.
like, okay, this shit is over.
He was thinking of you, Shake. For sure. The most beautiful one, Shake. Yes.
Right there, the cat. The
There
cat that's getting in the view there, taking up Shake's place. So.
There you go. The cat. So,
She's a pain in
Papa
the ass.
Paul, did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know that Shake Money was born the same year I graduated high school?
So you're
That's right.
about what?
87.
You're about 21 then, right? Shake?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm 21.
I'm 34. Yep, 34.
I'm negative on that one. Sorry.
1978. Shake Money, 1978.
Yep.
Oh shit, I was one.
That's okay. That's okay.
Wow.
Yep, 1978. I graduated high
Pam?
school.
Pam, you weren't born before 1980.
That's right. And my son is born in 1982, and my baby was born in 1986. But I was a hoochie mama at 5 and had them.
Yeah.
Woo. That's some miraculous shit right there. Shit.
Yeah. So that was great coverage today at the practice, Papa Paul. Great job.
Yeah, they did a good job out there and stuff. I wish I could have been there. I am gonna go to the next 2 open practices next week, and then, like I said earlier, I will be at the Jaguars game right behind the Dolphins bench.
Oh, nice.
So
Have you ever been to a game at Jag Stadium before?
no, I've never been to an away game anywhere except for at Buck Stadium.
So the Jag Stadium is a place to go to a game. Especially, of course, if they're playing the Dolphins, we can rep, right? But that river walk area around there, there's hotels right there, and you can take water taxis over to the game, and you just get off the boat, you walk over there, you're in the stadium. It is an amazing place to go because you don't have to drive. You just,
I might have to do that because I'm meeting a friend. Actually, it was because it's a weird story. A friend of mine from high school, which I haven't seen him in person in 30 years, but he messaged me because he said I'm the biggest Dolphin addict that he knows, and he had an extra ticket, so he offered it to me.
wow, nice.
And it's right behind the visitor bench.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
I can't wait for that because I know I'm going to be surrounded by some Jags, but I'll be there in my orange Dolphin jersey.
Oh, bring it. It's funny about Jags fans. You know that if you're of any age and you're from Florida, if you've got some age on you and you're from Florida, you're a Dolphin fan. That's how you came up. Now, if you switched and you went over to the Jags, okay, so be it. But there's a lot of Jags fans that started out as Dolphin fans. So
yeah, because they were one of the last teams to join
yes.
the league. It's the same thing with the Buccaneers. There was people that were Dolphins fans that went to the Buccaneers just because it was closer to them.
Yes.
And all in all, the Jaguar Stadium's only a little over 2 hours from me, where the Dolphin Stadium is 4.5 to 5.5 hours from me.
Is it that far from you? Yeah, Brooksville that's where you're from, right? Brooksville?
North
That's
of
a
Tampa.
that's a drive. Yeah. So it's about 3 hours to Dolphin Stadium for me, and it's about 2 hours to Jag Stadium. That's why they've designated our area as Jags territory, but you can designate whatever you want. I'm a
Yeah.
Dolphin fan.
Die hard Dolphin all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of people in this area, and they don't show the Dolphin games that much. So last Friday, I drove to Vero Beach because they weren't showing the Dolphin game. So I did so much homework. I was so nervous to be sure. And Shake will tell you because he was there. But I streamed the Dolphin game from Vero Beach hotel room. And I mean, it worked out great, but I was so nervous. I did so many back checking to be sure. And I warned the hotel staff, I'm like, if I have to, I'm going to be in this lobby and it won't be pretty. It would be loud, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Very
But it worked out.
Hey, everybody appreciates it. I do know that.
And I'll have the game this week as well for anybody that doesn't get it. I will have the game on this week. In fact, last week was the only game that I wasn't going to be able to get locally. I got the NFL ticket. I will stream every Dolphin game, except for I am going to the fan weekend.
13th, 14th, 15th of October.
Yes, the Panthers game. I will be there. So anybody that's going, I'd love to meet up with you and say, hey, my husband and I are going. We'll be there on Saturday, Sunday, and we'll go home Monday.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of the games, if I don't go to the games, I'm going to at least go to the tailgate. Because like I said, I grew up down the street from the stadium. So I could always go to my buddy's house and watch out at his house and then go home. So,
but it's much better to come with me.
and then I like watching your streams, Pam, especially when you're
commentating
with your commentating on your man crush, No Lip. That's your man crush, I know it.
That was Gasecki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be rough.
He's gone now.
That's going to be rough week 2 watching him in a New England Patriot jersey. I'm not. Oh man, I am not going to be feeling that.
Dolphin winners, you are so right. I'm not looking forward to that. I never like seeing. I mean, the Wes Welker one when we first. Oh my gosh, that was a stab in the heart.
That crushed me. Wes Welker. I mean, Giuseppe, I'm right there, and I love Giuseppe.
Cruz Louise, I'll be with you, brother. We definitely got to link up during that weekend.
Yeah,
definitely.
People don't realize there's 3 former Dolphins players that actually 4 that got rings with the Patriots. What's his name?
The murderer.
Terrell Buckley got one. Larry Izzo, Brian Cox, and I can't remember the other one, but they were all former Dolphins.
But Brian Cox was a Dolphin through and through.
My favorite Dolphin.
Oh man. And he did what he had to do, and you can't blame him. When you get dropped by a team, you can't blame them. They got to go do what they got to do.
Listen,
but he was a Dolphin.
I kind of, I was kind of angry at him because he went to division rivals. But then once I realized that he wants the best for his son and sent him to Florida, all was forgiven.
That's right. Brian Cox Jr. Yes. That's right, Shake.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a nephew too, right?
Something
that was
a
Gator. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was a nephew as well. It was a Gator. Yep. All's forgiven when you go to the Gators.
Man, man, you guys are about to make me shed a tear. Shake. I should have. I've been working kind of hard today, but I was gonna send you a message. Actually, my son just got an invite to do a personal tour from the Florida Gators, and no official offer yet, but it's good that the football
He's
team
still a
reached
kid,
out.
right? Right, Lewis? How old is he?
Well,
He's still young.
Well, he's 17. He's going into his senior year of high school.
Okay.
And that's my oldest one is already in college. He's over here at UCF in Orlando, but he's not playing sports. He's just going to school. But my little one, my senior, he got a couple of colleges, couple offers already. But Florida is definitely the biggest. And again, there's no official offer yet, but at least they reached out to him. They want to contact him and talk to him and show him the facilities. And so we'll be going out to
And it's a year in advance, Lewis. It's a year in advance.
Absolutely.
He's just now going into his senior year, and you know what we know. Being in that university, you get a degree from the University of Florida, you can do anything. Congratulations. I did not hear that yet.
Okay.
That is wonderful.
Pam, I know you're a Gator. I know Shakes. I'm sorry. I can't listen to this anymore.
Yeah,
I hear you.
He roots for the women's school.
I know. But Papa Paul, if your son or your grandchildren got an offer from Florida, you know you'd be right there. You know you would, because
no, I would not.
No.
They would be written out of the will.
Hey, Papa Paul, you know what all the students from U of F and FSU have in common?
What's that?
I'm listening.
They all get into FSU.
My father-in-law's brother was in the first class when they went co-ed, because it used to be an all-women's school.
Yeah.
Yes.
And my father-in-law's brother was the first man to go to that school, so he had a good old time.
That's what's up.
I bet he did. That's cool, Papa Paul. That's cool info.
But it's funny because I've been a FSU fan since 7th grade, because my coach in high school.
Right.
And it's funny, I end up marrying into an FSU family. My father-in-law
that is funny.
Yeah.
My father-in-law went, his brother went, my two sister-in-laws went. My wife didn't go, but my two sister-in-laws did.
Right.
So it's just crazy, how things come around. But I
was born into my Gator fandom. My dad graduated from the University of Florida in the 50s with an engineering degree. I had no choice. This was my heritage, was being a Florida Gator.
Well, I understand that.
I'm kind of like you though. One of my favorite teachers was played for Florida, so that's why I kind of rooted for them. So,
but move on to some Dolphin stuff.
Yes,
I don't know what the disclosed injury is. Eichenberg was injured, but they did not say what or how long or anything. I don't know how much I'm worried about that or not. And we'll just have to wait and see.
I know, right? Like, so what was your feeling on it?
Well, it's just, Mike he's going to say what he's going to say and not give you anything more than what you want. He's going to make you want more, which we all do want more. We want to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think on that. I'm not worried about, the 2 picks in today's practice, because like I said earlier, it's practice. They're looking at what's working, what's not working, and how the guys are adapting to all the plays and everything.
Right. I loved hearing some of the takes, the videos that the Dolphins put out. Wilson Jr. I loved hearing him talk about his teammates. I loved his take on the team. Everything was positive, but I mean, he said we have stuff to work on. Like he wasn't blowing up rainbows and sunshine. He was being real, but their dedication to each other and their dedication to getting better. And he was talking about not getting
Well, that's one thing I like about the team this year. This is being a fan as long as I've been for the Dolphins. People are saying this is the most hype. I said, yeah, this is the most hype I've seen in decades. But you got to understand at the same time, these players are supporting each other in more ways than one. How many times people are saying players always talk good about other players. The hell they do. I've seen many players talk bad about other players, and no matter who they are, even if it's a rookie, they might say it to their face. They're doing good, keep it up and everything, but they'll turn around and say, oh, he's okay. He's trying, stuff like that. And the guy, you don't hear nothing like that out of any of these guys. On all their stuff, they're supporting each other big time.
Yeah.
And Papa Paul, to that point that you're making, the thing is if it wasn't good, they could just say nothing, right?
Yeah.
They could just keep it quiet, right?
Well, the thing
but they are talking about them.
And the thing that helps is the camaraderie. Is they're bringing them together, so they're going to fight for each other that much harder on the field and stuff.
Yes. And that matters. If people think that doesn't matter, they're wrong. Because, when you feel a camaraderie with your brother, you're out there and you're going to fight to be better. I mean, it doesn't have to just be guys, and it doesn't just have to be football. Mm-hmm. It can be my students at a dance competition, and they would jack each other up and be like, yes, we're going to go and we're going to kill it. And they would work as a team. Because working as a team, man, you feel power behind you. So, and it's not fake. It's not, I know, I hear you, Lewis. I hear you. I know where you're going with it.
I hate to be the Debbie Downer.
Debbie. Her name is Debbie.
Actually, you enjoy it. You enjoy it, Lewis. Let's be real.
No. I don't enjoy it. I like to have. For me, right? I like to have healthy conversations.
Yeah, of course.
And I think healthy conversations. I do, Dolphin win. I do winners. Listen. I like to stir the pot a little bit, right? Because I think even a little bit. I don't want to say negativity, right? But I've used this analogy for the past year and a half. I'm not the kind of guy that eats Lucky Charms in the morning and then goes chases rainbows after. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing in this world is perfect. And when I hear things, right, I just, again, everybody up here kind of knows where I go. I not saying hypocrisy or nothing, but we got to be on an even playing field, right?
Okay.
We're looking at a scenario now with Christian Wilkins. And this was my biggest fear. Like, this narrative that, and to Papa Paul, I'm not saying Papa Paul's wrong. I agree with what he's saying, right? I agree with what Ms. Tam's saying. But when I look at Christian Wilkins, he's not practicing now. And we all know, supposedly reports have came out, he's a hold in. So, yeah, I get that he's in the building, right? But he's not out there contributing out on the field. He's not putting in that work right now. And what I heard today in certain places that I was at interacting with our Dolphin brethren, right, was, well, he showed up. He showed up for OTAs and he showed up for training camp, Lewis. You know why he did that? But do you know why he did that?
So he wouldn't get fined.
Because a check clears every Monday.
Yeah,
right. He didn't show up to be with his Dolphin brother. He showed up to make sure that check was clearing on Monday. You see what I'm saying? Because I believe, and this is just my opinion, but I believe if there was no money on the line, you think Christian Wilkins would have been there?
But But all off season long, the man has been there. And he has been on that field. And he has, without a contract, without knowing for sure what's going to happen, the dude has been there. So I get you.
Not
I
when the
get
bullets
the
have been flying, though, Miss
Rambos
Pam.
and what's that?
Not when the bullets have been flying. He was there for training camp. And again,
Yeah.
I don't need to see Christian Wilkins doing jumping jacks and cartwheels. I
Right.
need to see Christian Wilkins causing sacks, causing pressures, and making plays. And at the joint practices against the Atlanta Falcons, he wasn't out there. In the preseason game, he was not out there. We just went to Houston. He wasn't out there today. You see what I'm saying? So this narrative, like, he's out there.
On the
He's
contrary,
not
Lewis,
really.
Lewis, on the contrary, he was not out on the field, but from what I heard, he was there and he was down with the guys when they scored a touchdown or something, cheering them on and stuff.
Yep.
He's supporting his team still. He may not be playing, and it might be.
But that doesn't. I get it. I
And-
get it, but that doesn't help the team, though.
And the one thing I want to say is, it's just like Lewis' point is just like, Lewis, you could attest to this. Is like, you got we get there early in the morning. We're all having coffee and donuts, whatever. Oh man, he's here, whatever. All right, everybody get in the truck. Nope, I'm not. I'll root for you while you're in the truck, but I'm not getting in the truck. I'm not driving. I'm not helping around.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna sit in that break room.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you say he's not there for the preseason game, neither was anybody else. Everybody else was on the sidelines. I'm just saying.
No, at joint practices, he
Nobody
wasn't contributing
was.
at joint practice. He wasn't
But
contributing
at joint practice, he wasn't out there.
I got you, but I think we're in a different.
That's where the bread and butter is. Joint practices, not
but he has been there.
I agree to disagree, because where the bread and butter is at the real games.
I'm gonna be honest with you on both sides, guys. You guys all got great points, but I think we're looking too much into this right now. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be fully honest with you. This is a business. Overall, this is a business. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna play business guy. Okay. And we can talk about Wilkins. We can talk about any player that plays any type of professional sports. If they start seeing other players at their position getting the bag and their contract is coming up, what do you think they're going to do? Now, I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of them are going to sit there and try to jockey themselves in position to get the same amount or even more than the other person.
Yeah,
I guarantee you he's looking for a bigger contract than what Hargrove got. And Nick Bosa is supposed to be coming up for a contract soon too, that he held out, but they couldn't find him because he's under a rookie contract. So,
right.
So with that being said, guys and ladies, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a business. If he's out there, cool. If he's not out there, yeah, we're gonna freak out as fans. Hell yeah, I'm gonna freak out as a fan because I believe that Christian Wilkins is the guy that helps us stop the run. And you're gonna need him in the AFC East and all these games this season with quality running backs that can run on us. So let's keep it a beam.
100%. Dolphin winners, 100%.
So don't get mad if they trade him. Then if it's a business,
I'm gonna be mad if they trade him, and I don't think they're gonna. They're gonna sign him. They're gonna sign him.
I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. If they trade Christian Wilkins, it better be worth something that's going to be very great and it's going to
big, right? Really big.
Because you trade him for peanuts, we're going to be like, what did you do that for?
Yep.
Well,
and what he does to Josh Allen alone, what Christian Wilkins does.
He doesn't do nothing to Josh Allen because Josh Allen is 8-2 against him. So I don't want to hear.
Yes, he does. He goes and grabs his balls. He does whatever.
Okay, that doesn't.
He shakes him up.
Josh Allen only won one game. Only one game that Josh Allen lost was to Christian Wilkins. It was only one game. It was last year.
Exactly. Listen.
But that wasn't just on Christian.
Okay, but we can't say he's. How can we say he disrupts Josh Allen when he's 8-2 against or 9-1?
My eye test shows me.
But grabbing balls, Miss Pam, I'm sorry, but grabbing balls I get it. Pause. It's a big pause. But grabbing balls doesn't win football games.
No,
You see
but
what I'm
he
saying?
rattles his little cage. He rattles him. There you go, Papa Paul. So
all I would say to Dolphin winners, right? Because I think Dolphin winners had some very good points. All I would say is, though, those counterparts that are making the 20+ million, and again, this is not anything that I'm saying. Christian Wilkins leads all those players that got the bag in tackles for losses. Christian Wilkins has more tackles, right? Just regular tackles, than any of those players. He just doesn't compare in the sacks. And it's a business, right? But the NFL is telling all those guys, those D tackles, those interior linemen, to get that kind of money that he's looking for, you got to create sacks, and he hasn't done. And all I'm saying is what concerns me a little bit, and hopefully I'm wrong. And let me preference it by saying I don't believe Christian Wilkins is even this type of player. But we seen this same situation last year with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was loading out for his money, to Dolphin winners' point, and it was a great point. It's a business, and I'm not even blaming Christian Wilkins for trying to get his money. I want every player to plays in this league and puts their life on the line every Sunday to get the bag. 100%, right? But Lamar Jackson, when he was going through it, all of a sudden he had a mysterious injury, right? And he never returned from that. And then after the season, it comes out to where Lamar could have came back. Why do you think he did it? Because he didn't have that money, to Dolphin winners' point. And that's kind of where we're seeing now with Christian Wilkins, right? Like, the longer this thing kind of drags out, and Christian Wilkins, to Dolphin winners' point, gets mad at the fact that he hasn't got his money, whether he deserves it, could he maybe come up with an injury one weekend? Could he possibly say, "Oh, my ankle is hurting this week, I'm not going to come out this week"? You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And that's concerning for not only me, but it should be for all of us, right?
True. Lewis, I don't see him as that. The guy.
I'm just,
I know you're not.
And Ms. Pam, I agree with you. Like I said, I don't think he is. But what if that scenario did play out? Would we blame him? Is all I'm saying.
I feel like Christian Wilkins
you got to protect your investment if you're him. What happens if he tries to play this season and he doesn't have no money, and then all of a sudden he gets hurt, and now everybody around the league's looking at him like, "Oh, well, you're coming off of, let's say, an injury, and we don't want to give you the money." Like, he has to protect himself as well, right?
Absolutely.
I get you. What I see, though, is a Christian Wilkins that has been there all off season and being on the field, practicing, doing all the extra things that he ought to be doing. And I mean, I think it's like, I've seen a few comments that Papa Paul has popped up there. And it's been like, I feel like he is just waiting on the language. So I saw somebody put that up there. It's just a matter of the language. Let's just finish it off. And Christian Wilkins is a Miami Dolphin. We drafted him. This is the kind of guy that we have to keep on our team if we want to build that dynasty. And I want the dynasty. I don't want some, and I get it. We do only have a year, maybe two, with some of these players. But if we are successful in this year and next year, those guys are going to hang around. So I think it changes everything we have going on with success. And Papa Paul, the puppy, is so cute. We just love him. He's adorable.
There was two different ones.
It's so cute. I have a menagerie myself. There's a whole bunch here.
Well, there's a third one, but he's hiding up underneath Mama's legs with the thunder going on right now.
Oh, that's right. We had that too. Mine hide too. And tell Mama, hi.
I will when she
we
gets
love her
work.
too.
I got a question for John.
Working late.
I got a question for John.
Yeah.
So since now, John, we have Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook. How do you feel about our chances in the AFC East now?
I
Mm.
think Elliott at the end of his career. Dalvin's at the end of his prime. 25 to 30 is prime years for athletes. So could he still put up another 1,000-yard season? Absolutely. And there you got Aaron Rodgers giving up money so they can go sign guys. I still think we're okay. I still don't fear anybody. I didn't look at it and go, oh man, they got Ezekiel Elliott. We got to worry about him now. I still think we got a good shot at in New England.
So say that again, John, about how you feel about Ezekiel.
He's at the end of his career. He's not the same player he was 4 or 5 years ago.
Not at all.
He's
Not at all.
Agreed.
His body's beat up. He's not going to be the same guy. It wouldn't surprise me if he misses 6, 7, 8 games during the year because of being banged up and bruised. The whole reason he gets signed quick is because they don't know if Paul's coming back yet. He's not 100%. The injury sustained, he's not fully recovered from. So, it is what it is. I still think we have a good enough team to beat them both.
I agree with you. And I also think Ezekiel Elliott, I don't like him. I don't think he's a team player. I think he's a me player. That's how I see him. And I mean, he's not one of my favorites, but if he can do his thing, okay. But I agree with your take on him being at the end of his career and he's beaten up. I agree 100%.
Well, they don't tolerate that shit up in New England. I'll tell you that. So you already know, 1 year or not, they're not tolerating that shit up there. They told Randy Moss that right off the bat. They wasn't tolerating that. Right from the door. Like, nope, it's our way or that's it.
Yeah,
so,
you get the hell out of here.
Yeah. They got that next man up attitude, and if you ain't gonna be that next man, bye.
Yeah.
And like Winter said, it's a business. You can't blame the guy for going and signing a contract in New England. He's getting paid. Somebody's willing to pay him to keep playing.
Absolutely.
If you think sports is the only thing where people try to get you to retire early.
Yeah. Agreed. And it is a business, and these guys have to protect their livelihood. I get it, because they have a limited time to be on the field. And while they make a lot of money, and I feel like they ought to be really grateful for it, they probably also have a lot of people that are after them. All of a sudden, this cousin you never heard of shows up, right? I mean, they have a lot of people that they have to pay to, their publicists, their, what do you call them?
Their managers,
yes, exactly. Yes.
Their agent, their manager, their publicist, the guy who takes care of their money if they're smart and have somebody doing it for them. And then in token there, the same breath, they got to worry about whether they're stealing from them.
Yeah.
Oh, you always got to watch for that, right? I mean, you hear about that all the time. Dolphins thirsty. Yes. Hello. And I love your comments.
Definitely be careful. You might get blindsided.
100% blindsided, quote, unquote, the little rabbit ears, right, Dolphin winner?
When I heard that news the other day, I was like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Oh my God.
And you can see a couple of sides of it, but is that really how you handle it? I just, that is so bad.
Ooh.
I don't see how any of it. Listen, none of us were there for the conversations. None of us know what was set up, how it was set up.
Right. I hope. Listen. Everything. I always say this. And this is to everybody. Whatever happens in the darkness always comes to light. And I always sit there and say that. And whatever is going to come out, because you can't believe the media, you can't believe everything they say. So right from the door, this is what's being told to us, and this is what's been told to us. Much like you said, John. So when everything comes to light, it'll come up. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
Well, I always say there's three sides to every story.
Yes.
One side, there's the other side, and somewhere down the middle is the actual truth.
Absolutely.
Yep, exactly.
But in a family situation, which is what I consider that to be, like when somebody puts themselves out for you, it's a family situation. Keep it out of the media. It should be in the back room, quiet and between you. And
Well,
if it relies on you, keep it loving and kind, right? Like
well,
just
the one thing I want to say about that, Pam, is you got to realize that when people file for courts, there's people that seek that shit out. Hey, we got a celebrity with a lawsuit here. So unfortunately, when you do something like this, you can't keep it private, no matter how hard you try. Just like with Tua's marriage, Tua did not want anybody to know about his wedding, but sure enough, somebody filed. When he filed the marriage certificate, some jackass found it and leaked it everywhere.
always the jackass. There's always a jackass or 47 of them. There's always.
Something should make paid. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. It's always about money and power. Everything
What's
is
up,
money and
Uganda?
power. Hey,
What's up, y'all?
hello.
Hey, yo, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
What's up? What's going on?
How
Yeah,
y'all
we
feeling?
definitely can tell
What
you're
up? What up?
driving.
What's up?
Be
What's up?
careful out there driving, man. Be careful.
Oh yeah, man. I'm a professional.
That's Sir Drip right there.
Oh, what's up?
I have to tell you, I'm a great driver and am shake money. So you might want to close your ears because somebody backed into Gator Girl today.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
no.
Ooh.
Man,
And
I
it
was picking up my grandkids at the grocery store. Like they just went up and they took my cart back, and I pulled up there to get them out, and some chick backed into my beautiful Gator Girl F-150. Like really? Oh, she had no insurance, and she started to cry. And of course, I just can't stand it. So I didn't call the cops. I didn't like her car was
Messed up.
like messed up. My truck was like not bad.
They had no insurance.
Yeah, but see, it's the uninsured motorists that cause our insurance to be so high.
100%, Papa Paul. But I just couldn't. I couldn't call the cops. She'd probably gone to jail. I'm pretty positive it wasn't her first time. I bet she didn't have a driver's license either. She's in there. She's got her grandson. I'm like, oh. My heartstrings, right? And I probably should have done something about it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't do it.
Probably with a hurricane too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. She targeted my Gator Girl truck, right?
Or Florida State fan.
Yeah, there you go.
I doubt that.
Actually, she was from Ohio, so we know what that means.
Wow.
All right, so Jaconda, I'm gonna ask the same question I asked to John earlier. What do you feel with the additions of Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook? How do you think our chances are with them coming into our division now?
Still good. I feel like they got those two to kind of neutralize our high-powered offense, try to keep us off the field and run the ball and drain the clock. So I feel like they're scared of us. You know, that's just my personal opinion.
Right.
Yeah, they're scared of us, man. So they gotta keep us off the field. They gotta keep Tua, Waddle, and Cheetah off the field. They gotta, try to slow us down. So why not run the ball on us if they can, and keep us off the field?
To slow the game down.
Yeah, football 1-on-1.
I'm not worried about the Jets, period. I mean, I do believe in history repeating himself. So just like when Favre went to the Jets, we're going to be AFC East champions.
I agree that too,
Why is
Papa.
that baby whining? That's so
not
funny.
mine.
Oh,
I don't
it's
know
not
who-
yours. Oh, okay.
No,
Because
I
no,
heard it.
mine are over here. There, it's not mine either. But I
That's my
agree with
dog.
you. Oh, okay. That's so sweet. You have a little whining. But I agree with you about the Jesters. I didn't believe last year. Everybody's talking about how great they're going to be. What I see is a powder keg in that locker room and the match in Aaron Rodgers. And I just see that thing going to go up. And I don't care who they got as running back. I just don't care. I don't see it happening. And the Patriots are far beyond one player helping them. And
Yeah, they got
I
a defensive coordinator running their offense. So it's like, that's crazy.
that's right, Jaconda. Yes. I agree. And I don't see the AFC taking us down. And I don't mean the AFC East, I mean the AFC. Now, maybe it doesn't all come together, but if Tua stays reasonably healthy, I think we are that team. We are those people.
Agreed.
Real quick. Did the Patriots pick up Bill O'Brien, I think, as their offensive coordinator? I don't
Yes,
think
they
they
did.
have.
Oh, they did pick
They
up Bill
did.
O'Brien?
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
they got
Bill
Bill
O'Brien.
O'Brien. Yeah, they
Yes.
got Bill O'Brien calling the offense now. So
Yes.
Ooh. That's
And
that's
now
what
they
I
got
think.
so now they're going to you already can figure out what type of set they're going to start doing.
Oh, yeah.
2 tight end set with Ezekiel Elliott in the
Right.
backfield, and they're going to pound the ball. So I'm going to tell you this: Fangio's defense, which he likes to take away, he's going to have that 3-4 ready, and you're going to have
Right.
run stoppers ready. Because I'm gonna tell you something.
Absolutely.
We got gutted like a fish on a lot of long run plays last season.
Yeah,
So
we
we can't sit there and act like that didn't happen. I was there for the Vikings game, so we seen that long 70-yard run Cook did on us at the end of the game. So I don't want to see no replays, especially him in a Jets uniform doing that shit.
Yeah.
Hell no.
No, God.
I'm glad they're going to be doing a 22 personnel with a tight end who can't block worth a damn. So that's what's up.
Oh, yeah, Gesicki. Oh, yeah. I forgot all
Well,
about that.
the thing for me with Ezekiel Elliott in New England, I believe that man's already done. It's not the Zeke that we're talking about from 3-4 years ago. The one thing I would say, though, for the Dolphins' perspective, right, I don't want to see the Dolphins try to match. Like, we all heard what Mike McDaniels, our coach, said at the end of the season. Well, we got to be more balanced. We got to run the ball. And, yeah, I believe in certain situations that is the case. But a team like New England that doesn't have no weapons, that, like you guys illustrated, right, they're going to try to slow the game down with their running game and stuff. You know how Miami neutralizes that? We are a high-powered offense. We score early, right, and put – if you're up 14-3, if you get up to 17-3, 20-3, 20 you control the game, right? You don't let the New England Patriots get to their game plan, which is slowing the game down, run the ball. You put the pressure on Mac Jones and Devontae Parker and Gesicki and stuff. So that's what I want to see from our team. Like, we are the more explosive team. We should be beating, in my opinion, and I'm sorry, Miss Pam, you know how I get, Miss Pam. We should be beating the ever-living dog shit out of New England. You see what I'm saying?
We should.
Like, it is what it is, bro. Like, that's how I look at it. So as long as Miami don't fall in the trap and try to keep the game close and nick and tuck and try to, nah, bro, that's not how our team is built. Let's jump out to a league and put our knees or our feet on someone's neck, right? Like, that's what I'm looking for.
I'll be honest with you,
but competition. Do not play down to the level of the competition this year.
But I'll be honest with you guys. We always have those type of games where we jump out early, then we stumble in the middle, and then we crawl out with like a 3 to 7 point victory at the end. And I'm kind of tired of that. I'm gonna be honest with you. So let's keep it a beam. start off the season week 1 against the LA Chargers, and then Sunday night week 2. We have to make a statement against the Chargers because, like I kept saying, I said this before, we are not a good primetime team at all. We have to shake that curse week 2 at Gillette Stadium. I'm going to see it with my own 4 eyes. I'm going to be there in person. And this got to be
I'll be there with you in heart.
Yeah, this has got to be the game. This has got to be the game to show not just show the Dolphins, but show the nation that we're a team that needs to be on prime time because we are not good at prime time.
And that's 100%. Like, so how many times do we have a big lead and you go, okay, we got it? Never. I mean, I've been a Dolphin fan too long and seen where we were so far ahead and then turn up and lose. And I'm never going, okay, we got this. Never. Sorry, Papa Paul.
Well, I got to put a point out there. I do feel with Fangio and our defense, the way things are looking, the first 4 or 5 games, the defense is just going to dominate just to prove the point.
Mm-hmm. That's what we need right from the door.
That's what we need. Domination in the running game.
Well, I said, and I'll put it to the test on the first 4 games. I said no team on the first 4 games will score more than 17 points against us.
You did say that.
And that's where it needs to be, right? So if the defense is not on the field the entire game, there is no reason they can't dominate, right? So when we look back at our defense over the past 3 years, 4 years, we look at they are a dominant defense. They have been excellent, but the offense hasn't done their part. So if everybody does their part, we're good. And the offense, we are, oh my gosh, we are so loaded, right? We should be just ridiculous. We should be ridiculous. But the defense then gets their chance to sit on the bench, rest, and then go out there and make just awesome plays.
I agree.
Shut them down.
Man, I hate to be the one to do it. See, I always got to be right. Listen. The defense is nice, right? I'm always under the opinion the football team takes the identity of the head coach, and I know the pedigree that that Vic Fangio has. I know, I get it, right? But when I see Tua, right, and I wasn't the biggest Tua fan his first 2 years. He changed a lot of my opinion last year with his play on the field. I just think when I look at the Super Bowl winner from last year, right, Miami gave up, I think it was like 23 point something points a game last year, right? Kansas City gave up 22 points a game. Like, we're not that far off. I think everybody was trying to blame the defense, in my opinion, a little too much. We didn't take the fact that mostly almost our whole secondary was injured, right? Emmanuel Agba, a guy up front, he was injured, right? I think for me, if Tua's going to be, I think for me, he's already a top 10. For Tua to get into that top 5 conversation, right, it has to be the offense. And this is the only reason I brought up Kansas City, right, is Miami gave up 23 points something a game. I think it was 23.4. Kansas City gave up 22. Miami only averaged, right, 22 point something or 23 points a game. So they were basically even. Kansas City averaged 29 points a game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where Miami needs to be. Even last year, if Miami would have got to, instead of averaging 23 points a game last year, if they would have been at 27, you think Miami would have finished with a 9-8 record? Even with that horrible defensive coordinator, even with Josh Boyer making all these
I don't think it was horrible.
plays.
Well,
but just wrong-headed play calls.
Yeah,
I think for me, it has to fall on the offense for me. Again, defense is fine, but the offense has to carry us this season, in my opinion.
Lois, I agree with you 100% on that, Lois. I was just stating that our defense is going to make a statement in the first 4 games and not let anybody score more than
Oh,
17.
absolutely. Absolutely, Papa Paul. Listen, I completely agree. I think this defense is going to be dominant to your point. I'm just saying.
I do agree the offense really needs to step it up a notch this
Absolutely.
year.
Absolutely. Well, you look at all these
we're
teams.
on the same page there, Lewis. We're on the same page.
Look at Buffalo, right? Buffalo. Look at Kansas City. Look at these teams. And again, these are teams in the AFC. These are teams that we are going to have to beat not only for our division in Buffalo, but if we want to get to where our ultimate goal, the Super Bowl, you got to beat Dolphin winners. I know he'll appreciate this, being a wrestling fan. To be the man, you have to beat the man.
Woo!
And Kansas City is the man. I'm sorry. 5 straight years of AFC championship games and 3 Super Bowl appearances with 2 Super Bowl wins. Like, they are the bullies of the AFC. And we got to start beating those kind of teams. We got to start competing with those teams. I think Miami is better than the Atlanta Falcons, than the Houston Texans, than the Jets, like all these bum teams, right?
I'm 1,000% on there with you.
We got to start beating the bullies.
Because, 23-point average is not going to win your games. And especially if you turn around and take away that Baltimore game, our average would probably be lower than 20 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And that's why we lost games that we shouldn't have lost.
Right.
There were games I honestly think that the head game is bigger than you realize. So I think sometimes we go into games and we know we're the underdog and we go out there and we're balling the whole game. And we may or may not win that game. But there's other games where in our head, they're saying, we got this game, we should win this game, no problem. And I see it, especially in college, all the time. By the time a team realizes, oh, crap,
it's too late.
It's too late. That is my thought.
This is where they need to go back old school and play one game at a time.
Yeah.
Not think about what the other teams are. Just play that game, play it to win it, and let it be done. Not sit there and say, oh, we got – because I myself have seen it so many time and time again. We lose against teams that we should have never lost against. But I am a true believer. I'm a true believer in saying that any team, any given Sunday, you could have the worst team beat the best team.
And how many times has it been the Miami Dolphins that take down the team that nobody can beat, but we beat them? How many times have we seen that? So put us on the underdog side. We're always up for that game. Put us on the game where we ought to win. Yeah, gum. I don't know what goes on in that locker room, but it's a thing. Right? It's a thing. Don't go into any game thinking you got this. Go into every game. You got to be 110%. You're going to bring them down.
They need to not look at the stats. They need not to look at the points, percentage, whatever. They don't need to look at anything except that we have to beat this team. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I agree 100%.
Well, and I agree with that as well. I would listen, for me, look at last year, 8-3, right? When we were going into San Francisco at 8-3, Kansas City that same weekend was playing Cincinnati. Cincinnati ended up beating Kansas City. All we would have had to do was beat San Francisco. We were going to be the AFC #1 seed. Not in our division. We already had that at 8-3. We were already #1 there. We would have been we would have had the bye if the playoffs at that point. And look at the slide that happened. And I get Tua got hurt, right? But to you guys' point, that's what I mean. I need Miami. I think we're already there at the cups, right, of being a good team. But to be great, those are the games you got to win.
Yes.
Right? Because in my opinion, I easily, without injury, I could see Miami going into Philadelphia where winners is, right? Going into Philly Week 7, 5-1, maybe 6-0 even, right? Looking at the first 6 games, that's an easy. Miami should, in my opinion, 5-1, maybe even 6-0. But that's the game right. That's the game right there. Even week 4 in Buffalo, that game right there. That's the game you got to show up in, right? I think my team is better than the Chargers. I think my team is better than New England. I think my team is better than Denver. Now, Buffalo, again, what did I say 5 minutes ago about Kansas City? They're the bullies, right? Yeah. Buffalo is our bully in our division. Even though we beat them last year, we played them tough. You got to win that game. You got to go into Philadelphia Sunday night with the whole NFL watching, right? Those 1 o'clock games, they'll be over. 4 o'clock, they'll be over. Miami Dolphins will be the only team playing besides the Philadelphia Eagles. And all eyes from the great state of Florida all the way up to the turnpike up to Philadelphia. All the NFL eyes will be on that game. You want to show people, like I hear this narrative all the time, they hate Miami. No one gives Miami respect. You know why? And again, I love my team, but I can call it, I'm a realist. We've been a dumpster fire for 20 years. You don't get respect just because you don a helmet and uniform. You get respect by going into Philadelphia in a hostile environment and whip the ever-living dog shit out of the Philadelphia Eagles with the whole NFL watching. That's to show to let everybody know this Dolphin team is for real. This quarterback is for real. Vic Fangio is the real deal, right? Like, that's what I'm looking for. I think we're already at the cusp, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get to that next level. We got to get to where those teams are, the upper echelon teams. I'm sorry, Papa Paul.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know how you get, when you get your opinion, you like to voice it out, and I appreciate that. My thing is any of our number ones get hurt, the number twos really need to step up double time to take their place out there. Not just be out there. They need to really be out there like they are the number one.
And number 3 and number 4, whoever they are, Papa Paul, right? Yeah. Like, they better step up. Because like Lewis was saying in Philadelphia, and I know Dolphin winners knows this, that is a hostile environment in Philadelphia. That is one nasty group of fans. They will kill you.
I can tell you stories. I can tell you stories about the 700 level. I don't want to get demonetized though.
Yeah. No, it is bad. I know that it is. But look at, for example, I'll give you an example of a game. Look at Buffalo going into Jacksonville. Jacksonville beat up on Buffalo. Nobody had Jacksonville winning that game, and Buffalo was going to walk through. They were going to be in the Super Bowl. You know what? Everybody needs to take on the bully and take them down. And Buffalo, like Lewis says, there are bullies for sure, but we can control them. We literally can. We are better than them, but we have to do what we're good at and not stop. Like if whatever girl brings you to the dance, you got to continue with that girl at the dance. Finish the dance with that girl. Because that running game, man, we were controlling them. We should have done it. And I'm hoping that our coach, I mean, he's a smart guy. You can't take that away from him. But on my couch, I saw what we needed to do. I needed the red phone. Hello, coach. So don't stop the run.
John? Go ahead, John. I want to hear something from you.
With fine about coaching genre, I think sometimes he has himself. He is so smart that he wants to change things up when they're working, trying to outthink himself to beat the other coach. He's doing what he does.
You need his number, John. We'll call him up. We'll do a conference call. Me and you.
Guys, it's tough out. I gotta be up there.
Yeah, I figured as much. That's why I wanted to get you some words in. Peace, love, and fins up, brother.
What's up, John?
Be safe.
Later, John.
That's John.
But listen, there's only three things that come good out of Philadelphia: Winters, Cruz Ruiz, and the Philly
Cheesesteak.
cheesesteak. Yeah.
There's a lot.
Oh, and don't forget the show Amen. Remember the show Amen, Sherman Helmsley?
Yo,
That
shit,
was
yo,
based
let me
out of
tell you,
Philadelphia.
shit, it's a lot of Dolphin fans here, brother.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's a lot of us here. And I mean, we're not talking about just regular old Dolphin fans. We're talking
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
1970s.
Hardcore.
Look at
Yeah,
Ali.
hardcore.
Ali from Philadelphia too.
Ali's from that. Wait. I am the only one that can correct this. Ali is from the outskirts of Philadelphia. I am born and raised in Philadelphia. See, there's a difference. There's a difference. No, I'm Broad. I'm Germantown. Moved to Broad County. Raised in West Oak Lane, where my father lived. All parts of Philadelphia. I've been around. So I'm originally from Philly. Ali came down to Philly, went to college in Philly. See, there's a difference. Ali lives about an hour outside of Philadelphia. See, I live, when it says welcome to Philadelphia, I'm right there. So Ali's on the outskirts of Philly.
You saying the fringes? That's the fringes. He's in the fringes.
Yeah. So I mean, she's in the. I mean, don't get me wrong. Where she's from is beautiful out there, and it's about 45 minutes from
Pennsylvania, pretty much Pennsylvania. She's from Pennsylvania.
It's a beautiful state. It's a beautiful state. Scary, but beautiful. You know, that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, I was there in 2019. I went to the Hershey Hershey theme park, whatever.
Park. Yeah.
Hershey Park. Oh, yo, beautiful.
I was there about 40-something years ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, you know, Pennsylvania. So my brother lived there for a while. He was working. I can't think of the city right now, but he lived in the Ohio Pile area, and you talk beautiful. And of course, there's the Frank Lloyd Wright. There's a few Frank Lloyd Wright homes that are right there. Those mountains, the parks. You think Pennsylvania, oh, no, it's just cold or whatever. You think Florida's beautiful. No. Pennsylvania is gorgeous. Upstate New York is gorgeous. These other states are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be there and not be in this heat. I got to move.
Oh, man.
I get out of here.
We just got humidity. It's just humid up here, but it's 75 degrees right now. I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad, but you know, it's humid.
Well,
hey, listen, that's okay.
We're here, but it's 99% humidity.
Paul, don't worry. When but 2 months when they're like 8 feet of snow, we'll be like, hey, it's only 75 degrees.
Here's the funniest thing about that. In the last 4 years up here, we haven't had any snow. We literally last year in Scranton, they got about 15 inches of snow in Scranton. In Philadelphia, we got nothing.
Damn.
Wow. But Scranton's over there where the Great Lakes are, like they get the lake effect like Syracuse, right? They get all that.
Yep.
I hate the listen, I'm a Florida boy through and through. I love the state of Florida. I went up to the Poconos for little vacation with the wife, let's say. And she showed me all the brochures, sold me on it. It was a beautiful resort. It was great. I had a beautiful time. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't see no part of it because I stayed my happy ass in the room. It was too damn cold. I got there. It disrespected my jacket from the jump. It told me my jacket wasn't worth shit when I got out there. And but I can tell you one thing, that Poconos has a very beautiful resort out there. I highly recommend it. I loved everything about the room. It was just everything outside I hated. It was too damn cold. I don't know how y'all do it. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
Listen, man, we I think last year the coldest it got up here was maybe 20 degrees, if that.
We get that too here.
Mm.
Sometimes I am not kidding you. We get that cold. The thing is I can tell you as the little Florida girl that when I was judging dance competitions and they're flying me all around the country and I was in upstate New York, I was in Canada, I was in all these places. I was the one going, y'all got that heat going on. Y'all need to turn that crap off. It is too hot. You get in a cab, the cab driver's got on the big parka and he's got his heat turned on. I'm like, y'all got to turn that off. I don't know how you're doing that, but it is different. It is different. The cold here is cold. When it gets cold here and that wind blows, man, it's cold here. But this heat right here that we've had this summer, I mean, I was born and raised. This is nasty. This is bad.
Yes, it is.
I
Yes,
agree.
it is. I mean, it's never been as hot as it's been this year. I mean, we're running 4 and 5 degrees above average.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
been
a
brutal.
lot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Global warming is for real.
Oh, it's for real. So, Papa Paul, you got your AC fixed, I take it.
Well, that was at my aunt's house that one time.
Oh, okay.
And she had it fixed the next morning. It got fixed.
Yeah.
Now, our house, knock on wood, has been good, even though our AC unit's about 20 years old or so.
Mm.
My brother-in-law does AC. So seriously, like if any little thing happens, I'm ready to run to the hotel and call him up and go like, you better come over here. And all he needs me to do for him is cook. I will cook for him. He loves my food. So he's like, okay, just make me food.
I need someone like that over here that I can cook for, and they
Yeah.
can fix whatever needs
Right.
fixing.
Yep.
Damn.
My brother-in-law is amazing.
Okay. Any last words? Because I think we're going to call it a night here. It's
Yeah,
just
for
about
sure.
10:30. We've been on almost 2 hours, so.
Well, guys, I want to thank everybody that tuned in. I'm thanking everybody that joined the panel tonight. Thanks to John, thanks to Louis, Shake Money, and definitely Miss Pam, always. Papa Paul,
Yes.
thank you as always, brother. I appreciate you. I might not be here next week. I'll let you guys know, but just have a safe one, guys. Please take a breath when you watch the game on Saturday. Please
Yeah.
don't overanalyze it. Just enjoy it and just sit there and see what we got, in store for the regular season.
For
Well,
sure.
if you're not here next week,
Absolutely.
winners, I'll try not to punish you too bad.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll make up for it. Don't worry about it.
Beautiful words, Dolphin winner. So true.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants, I am having a show Monday night at 6 p.m. for my Helping Hands Incorporated. And it's basically just going over what we are, why we are, and what we're doing and stuff. So if you want to join in on that just to watch and listen or even ask questions, you're more than welcome. It'll be Monday night at 6.
Lovely.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands up, Dolphin winner.
Hands up.
Thank you. Peace, love, fins up, guys. Have a good night.
Yep.
Likewise. Fans up.
Hands up,
Crypto,
baby.
you're too late, Crypto. We're closing up shop.
Oh, crypto.
Crypto always running late.
Hell yeah.
Peace, love, and fins up, everybody. Any last words, Shake or?
No, I'm looking forward to the season, and I'm just blessed to be up here with a good group of people.
I'm blessed to have you guys help me out with this. I mean, it's not about me. This is for the fans. I wanted to do this to make it a fan-based show, and this is where I said when I was doing it, I said, I don't want any sports analysts. I don't want any sports commentators, anything like that. It's a fan-based show, and it's our opinions.
Yeah.
And we can all agree to disagree at times.
100%. Do a great job, Papa Paul.
Agreed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Unfortunately, this have you ever seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? That's how I feel about our fan base sometimes.
I think that's my life.
Right.
Okay,
Love
guys.
y'all. Thank you, Papa
Have a
Paul.
wonderful night. Peace, love, and fins up, everyone.
See y'all.
Fins up,
Fins up.
baby.